Sorry about that. What's up, you guys? Chet Guthrie, the Dream Poet. It's a little bit on my arm. Never mind about that. Anyway, you guys, what's up? Today is day 201 of my vlogging experience here in the state of Florida. And so we are rounding down the last 164 days. Yes, I'm counting. Although I want to build on my channel more, but it's just like I've got a lot of other ideas. But that's not the point. I'm enjoying doing what I'm doing now. For the moment. But you guys, for day 201, I figured I would do another listicle. You're like, oh god, he's doing another listicle. What? Well, I do these listicles from time to time, especially when I have to go into work. And this one is kind of actually one of my favorites. Kind of led to a lot of other ideas. But this is my top 10 bands/artists. I listen to a lot of music, so this should be an interesting one. And probably more than likely you haven't heard of, no pun intended, you haven't really heard some of these people. I have a very big, wide music preference, and now I've said what I'm going to say. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. My top 10 is Jamie M. Commons. You're like, who is he? Well, if you all have heard the background music to Dark Souls in their 2013 release, it's called The Preacher, which is, well, I'll put the link below. But anyway, the song is called The Preacher. And Jamie M. Commons has also done several other works that have been in commercials as well as Rumble and Sway. You more than likely have heard it through the Gene commercial that they show on there. Just Jamie M. Commons you've probably heard more of him than you would like to think. His critics describe him as having a Johnny Cash kind of vibe to him, which I can't lie, I kind of see that too. But on to number 9. Number 9, it would be further up on my list. However, once you've heard the same song on television and in the marketplace and supermarkets, all that stuff, you tend to go like, it's whatever. And that is my number 9 pick, Coldplay. Now, Coldplay, why it is on my list is my 2 favorite songs like ever came from them, and that is Paradise and, oh crap, what's the one with piano? Clocks and Paradise are 2 of my favorite songs, mostly because Paradise, they used it in the 2013 film Cloud Atlas. Still absolutely brilliant piece of artwork. And if you're just having an all-around down day, put on some Coldplay, because it'll make you happy. Now to my number 8 pick. Number 8 is NWA, coming from the streets of Compton. You're like, Chet, you're too white to like that. No. NWA is a personal favorite. I really didn't start getting into them, admittedly, until Straight Outta Compton came out in 2016. And I started going back and looking through YouTube and other CDs. And I'm like, God dang, this is a good group. The reason why I like NWA is they use a lot of what they saw in their reality and put it into their music and did not give a crap about the controversy that went behind it. That's why I enjoy them. I mean, because for artists, that is the quintessential piece of producing art. I mean, art will offend you, but NWA, I mean, it's like cruising down the street in my 6-4. Even though I probably did that wrong, but just like the gear grinding. I mean, the gear grinding. You know, Straight Outta Compton. You know, the song that named the movie. I mean, God dang, I mean, just so many good, like Ice Cube came out of that, as well as Dr. Dre. Brilliant. Brilliant. Alright, on to my number 7 pick. And that is Afroman. Afroman, I can't really exactly remember when I know he was a really big hit in the 90s with Colt 45. If you are a middle schooler that grew up in the 90s, you know the song that I'm talking about. Now, I can't say the lyrics because it's kind of bad. Or one of his probably all-time known pieces is Because I Got High. If you're a kid that also grew up in the 90s, Because I Got High is a really good one. The first time I ever heard of Afroman, I was on a scouting trip, and one of my friends put it on her MP3 player and showed it to me. At first, I was like, what the hell am I listening to? I mean, it's funny, but it's good. And that's how I fell in love with Afroman. And since then, I've listened to just about every Afroman song you can listen to. Like Palmdale. Well, I can't say the other one. I'm not going to say that. I'm trying to keep my channel G-rated. I mean, just ultimately just so many good songs, and I wish, he's making a comeback in some examples, but I like Afroman. He's still doing a good job to this day. Sorry. So, on to number 6. Number 6, Disturbed. One of my favorite rock bands. Disturbed, you've got 10,000 Fists in the Air, you've got Down with the Sickness, and the most recent, one of the more recent albums in 2016, when they did a cover of Sound of Silence. My God, that song, you all want to know something? I listened to that song probably about 40 or 50 times straight a day when it came out for about 6 months. It was an addiction. I mean, but just taking, that dark, somber tone and putting it into a song that is very dark and somber, I mean, it's perfect, and it was nice. And I think I'm just harping about one song, but no, I mean, Disturbed has so many good songs, and they still produce a lot to this day. Even though some would argue, they do kind of sound the same, but heck it. I like Disturbed. Now, on to number 5. Number 5. We're getting into the top 5. And this group really doesn't even have to have a voice. And that, my friends, is Two Steps from Hell. Two Steps from Hell is an orchestral group that if you've listened to a lot of movies here lately or commercials, chances are their orchestral music has been in that commercial. I think there's a pattern here that I'm starting to see. But, I mean, probably one of the more noted songs that you've probably heard of is Heart of Courage by Two Steps from Hell, or Flameheart. I suggest that you all look up those two. Those will blow your mind. It will turn an ordinary day into an epic day. So, now on to number 4. Number 4 will surprise you, because if you knew me growing up, this band was my favorite band, beyond all favorite bands, and today they are still one of my more favorite bands, and that is none other than the Isuzu band AC/DC. I've practically listened to every album that AC/DC has. I've listened to every album that AC/DC has. Even their Australian album covers. Not covers. Their Australian albums. I have listened to them. I've heard the Bon Scott era and the Brian Johnson era. There was a third one there that kind of did Can I Sit Next to You Girl, but I can't quite remember his name. I mean, he was fairly good too at what he did. I mean, you got a whole lot of Rosie, High Voltage, Shot Down in Flames, If You Want Blood. I mean, I could go on. Oh yeah, and Rock and Roll Damnation. We can't forget Rock and Roll Damnation. God, that's such good. All right, but I'm gonna stop right here, because if I keep going on about AC/DC, this is going to be an entire list about them. Actually, I might do another list on my top 10 favorite AC/DC songs. But alright, on to number 3. Number 3 has been a very influential part of my life ever since I was 14 years old. And when I really started getting into music. Up until I was about 14 or 15, I really wasn't familiar with music. I mean, I didn't really care, but I always wanted to. But every song, every band that I wanted to listen to was quote-unquote the devil. Yeah, thanks. But my number 3 is Johnny Cash. The Man in Black himself. I know more songs probably from him than I do AC/DC, especially growing up on having family that were fans of his as well. It was just so sad to watch him, pass away in 2003. But Johnny Cash, I mean, you had Ring of Fire, Walk the Line, his last really good song, Hurt. A cover that he did from Nine Inch Nails. I mean, the man has just had such a resume that he will always be in the limelight, even though he's been dead for 16 years. He will not. I mean, he's still. I mean, did you know that he and U2 did a song together? Yes, I'm not BSing you. Go look up. I forgot what the name of the song is. I'll put it in the link below. But yes, Johnny Cash and U2 did a song together. That is a thing. That is a thing. And now, on to number 2 on my list. My number 2 is M83. It's electronic. And you're like, why do you choose something electronic? Well, I'll tell you guys. Again, this song came... If you have seen the Cloud Atlas trailer, then you know the song that I'm referring to. But, I mean, it's just like an all-around powerful electric chorus that just... Like, it opens your mind and it makes you feel like, that you're feeding not yourself, but you are feeding your spirit when you listen to this song. It's peaceful, it's calm, it's energizing, it makes you want to go out to the world and live an epic life. I love M83. I mean, it's very addictive. And like I said, I mean, I'm going to probably put a lot of links here. The name of the song in question that I really love is Outro. I mean, my goodness, you want to talk about a really, really good song. Outro by M83, Steve McQueen. I mean, there's just so many good things that they've done. And artistically, they're just genius. Very brilliant. And now, for my number 1 pick. This one, actually, I just heard of this year, but I fell in love with his work as soon as I heard of him, and that is Woodkid. Woodkid has created songs such as Run Boy Run, Iron. I mean, why I like him so much is even down to his music videos, which he created. They are just filled with energy. They are very artistically created. One of my favorite music videos was created by him, which is it's not Iron, although Iron's music video is a good music video. But the Golden Age music video, which was a feature from another artist, totally brilliant. It shows that you do not need words to do acting. It's gorgeous. I mean, just everything that he has done. I mean, musically, artistically, I mean, he is over the board, and that is why I love Woodkid. And even to this day, 6 months later, I mean, his music is just so incredible. I can't say anything wrong. I mean, I just enjoy his work. And I'm going to, in the link below, you guys, I want to put all these links to these songs, just so you all know what I'm talking about. Sorry, I keep checking the light to make sure that it's still recording. But it's time for me to call it a day on this one, because I got to head into work. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. That will keep you in the loop on daily content of my life here in the state of Florida. And stay posted, stay tuned, keep in touch with me at Dream Poet at Facebook, as well as my Instagram and the links below. Thank you all for the love and support. Love you all very much. Peace, you guys.